Ethan had been the one pushing for the trip. It was late August, the last real stretch of summer before everyone's jobs and responsibilities dragged them back into routine. He convinced his girlfriend Marissa and his cousin Tyler to take a weekend road trip out of state. No flights, no strict plans, just a long drive through back roads, cheap motels, and small towns they'd never heard of. The first day went exactly how road trips are supposed to go. Windows down, music too loud, gas station snacks, and stupid inside jokes. They stayed off the interstate for most of it, choosing rural highways that cut through farmland and stretches of forest. It felt peaceful, open. That feeling didn't last. It was already dark when their GPS first lost signal. They'd been following a narrow two-lane road surrounded by endless woods. No streetlights, no houses for miles. Just the occasional reflective sign warning about deer crossings. Tyler was driving, and when the screen on his phone froze, he assumed it was just a bad patch of service. "It'll reroute," he said casually. It didn't. Instead, the map blinked out entirely. No bars, no data. Just a blue dot floating in gray emptiness. Marissa tried hers. Same thing. They figured they'd just keep driving straight until they hit a town. How lost could they really be? About 15 minutes later, the paved road narrowed even more. The center line disappeared. The trees seemed closer now, like they were leaning in toward the car. The headlights only illuminated a short tunnel ahead of them, everything else swallowed in black. That's when they saw the house. It appeared suddenly around a bend, a large old farmhouse sitting back from the road. No other buildings nearby, no neighbors. Just one wide gravel driveway leading up to it. The porch light was on. They didn't even discuss it much. It felt like the obvious solution. Ask for directions. Maybe even get signal near the house. Tyler turned into the driveway. The gravel crunched loudly beneath the tires, and the headlights swept across the front of the house. The place looked old, but maintained. 2 stories. White paint that had started to yellow. Dark windows. Except one. Upstairs, behind a thin curtain, a faint light was on. Ethan noticed it first. He pointed it out quietly. Someone was home. They parked near the porch. The engine cut, and suddenly the silence felt heavy. No wind, no crickets, nothing. Marissa hesitated. "This feels weird." "It's just a house," Tyler said. "We'll ask for directions and leave." Ethan volunteered to go with him. Marissa stayed in the car, doors locked. The wooden steps creaked under their weight as they climbed up. Tyler knocked first. The sound echoed strangely, like the house was hollow inside. They waited. Nothing. Tyler knocked again, louder this time. After about 30 seconds, they heard it, slow footsteps. Not from downstairs, from upstairs. The footsteps moved across the second floor, heavy, deliberate, not hurried. Ethan and Tyler exchanged a look. The footsteps stopped directly above them. Then, silence again. Tyler forced a small laugh. Maybe they're old. Before he could knock a third time, the front door opened. The man standing there looked to be in his late 50s or early 60s, thin, pale. His gray hair was messy, like he'd just woken up, but his eyes were wide, too alert. "Yes?" he asked. His voice was calm, but it sounded rehearsed somehow. Tyler explained they were lost, that their GPS had cut out, and they just needed directions back to the main highway. The man didn't answer right away. He stared at them. Not in a confused way, not in an annoyed way, in a studying way, like he was memorizing their faces. Finally, he nodded slowly. "You're far from the highway."
"That's what we figured,"
Ethan said. "There's no service out here," the man added. "Not for miles."
"We noticed."
The man glanced briefly over their shoulders toward the driveway. "How many of you are there?" The question landed heavier than it should have. "3, Tyler said. The man's eyes lingered on them again before he stepped slightly aside. "You can come in. I'll get you a map." Both Ethan and Tyler immediately felt that instinct, the subtle internal alarm. We're okay, Ethan said quickly. If you can just tell us which direction... It's complicated, the man interrupted softly. Lots of turns, easy to get more lost. From inside the house, somewhere deeper in the darkness, something shifted. Not footsteps, not a voice. More like a faint thud. The man didn't react to it. Ethan did. We really don't want to bother you, Tyler added. Just point us back toward the main road. The man's smile didn't reach his eyes. It's not safe to drive out there at night. That sentence hung in the air. Behind them, down the driveway, Marissa flashed the headlights once. A silent signal. Tyler noticed. We should get back, he said. The man's expression changed slightly. Something tight flickered across his face. You're already here, he said. You might as well step inside. The tone was different now. Less suggestion, more insistence. Ethan stepped back instinctively. We're good. For the first time, the man's jaw tightened. Then, from upstairs, they heard it clearly. A door slam, hard. All three of them froze. That hadn't been the house settling. That was someone else. The man didn't look surprised. He didn't even look upstairs. Instead, he took one slow step forward onto the porch. You shouldn't have come down this road, he said quietly. That was enough. Tyler didn't respond. He just turned and walked quickly down the steps, Ethan right behind him. They didn't run, not yet, but they moved fast. Behind them, the front door shut, not slammed, closed carefully. When they got back inside the car, Marissa immediately asked what was wrong. Drive, Ethan said. Tyler started the engine. As they began backing down the gravel driveway, the upstairs light turned off. Just like that. The entire house went dark. No porch light. Nothing. They didn't speak as Tyler drove back down the narrow road the way they'd come. The trees felt closer now, suffocating. After about 5 minutes, Marissa said quietly, There's headlights behind us. All three of them turned. Far back in the darkness, 2 faint beams appeared. Following. Tyler's stomach dropped. He didn't have a car in the driveway. The headlights behind them grew brighter. The road was too narrow to speed recklessly, but Tyler pushed the car as fast as he safely could. The vehicle behind them stayed the same distance back. Not gaining, not falling behind, just there. Then Ethan's phone buzzed. He looked down. No caller ID. He hesitated before answering. Hello? Silence. Then faint static. And beneath it, the unmistakable sound of a car engine, in sync with the one behind them. Ethan's chest tightened. He slowly turned to look out the back window. The headlights flicked off. The road behind them was pitch black, but the call stayed connected. Static, engine hum. Then, through the speaker, they heard something else. A click, like a car door unlocking. And at that exact same moment, Tyler's car made the same sound. All three of their doors unlocked at once. Marissa screamed and hit the lock button repeatedly. Tyler's hands were shaking. That's not possible. Ethan hung up, his heart pounding. The headlights behind them suddenly reappeared, much closer now. Tyler floored it. The road curved sharply, and as they whipped around the bend, the headlights behind them vanished again. This time for good. They drove in silence for nearly 20 minutes before finally seeing a highway sign. Service bars returned to their phones like nothing had happened. They pulled over at the first gas station they saw. Bright lights, other cars, normalcy. When they told the clerk about the farmhouse and the man, she went quiet. There's no house out that way, she said. Tyler insisted. Gravel driveway, 2 stories, porch light. The clerk slowly shook her head. That road was closed off years ago, she said. After a family disappeared out there. House burns down. They never rebuilt. None of them slept that night. When Ethan checked his phone the next morning, the no caller ID call was gone from his recent history. No record. But there was something else. A photo in his camera roll. taken at 2:14 a.m. A blurry image from inside the car, the back seat, and through the rear window, faint but unmistakable, the outline of a man standing in the road, watching them drive away.